Hey everybody, welcome back to I Know a Guy. I'm Anthony, and this is the podcast where connections thrive. Each episode, we spotlight inspiring entrepreneurs, professionals, and individuals doing amazing things. Together, we'll grow your circle, spark collaborations, and discover new opportunities. Today, we're meeting Anatolii Fesiuk, an IT project manager with over 15 years of experience helping businesses streamline workflow and optimize team collaboration. As the author of The Efficient Project Manager, Anatolii shares proven strategies to improve productivity, enhance team dynamics, and navigate the complexities of modern project management. How are you doing today, Anatolii?
Yeah, hi Anthony. Thanks for having me. I'm doing great. You?
I'm doing pretty good. It's Monday. I'm excited. I got a bunch of awesome people that I'm going to meet this week. So you're the first one. So, let's get this ball rolling. You're doing some cool things. I wanted to, kind of share what you're doing with everybody. But to start off, where are you calling in from? Where are you located?
Currently, I'm calling from Romania, Eastern Europe.
Mhm.
I'm spending some time here with my family. So this is the place I'm located at right now.
Awesome. Are you originally from there? Or are you from somewhere else? Or you're newer to the area?
I'm originally from Ukraine, and after that, I was working some time in Canada and different places. So my main business location is United States. So I'm working for the company which is located in California. But I'm traveling a lot in this nowadays remote work environment. It's kind of gives you opportunity to travel a lot. So I'm using this chance.
I gotcha. So if people have never been, let's say you have some friends coming into town, where are you taking them? What are you doing for fun? And where are you guys going to eat?
Here in Romania?
Yep.
Well, they have the very perfect restaurant with local traditional food, which is called Bunici, which is translated as grandma place. So this is the most fascinating place for me here to restaurant wise, because usually you will not be able to eat something like that in other places. It's just local traditional food, no pizza, no nothing like that. And for sightseeing, it's like probably 25 minutes drive from here to mountains, which is called Carpathian Mountains. So this is like super cool place to visit, and they have different resorts for skiing, for just doing spa and just walking, looking at the mountains. So that's the place to go.
That all sounds fun. Never been. I'd like to one day, but now I
You're
have
welcome.
now I have something to do when I get there. Awesome. So what do you do?
My regular day-to-day job, I'm a project manager for IT company, and I manage a team of developers on different projects with different stakeholders to make things happen. So like whenever client have an idea, my job is to make this idea happen and deliver on time and deliver with quality that was expected initially when we agree on specific project.
Okay. How'd you get into this? Is it something that you've always wanted to do, or you just kind of have a story on what led you here?
Yeah, I started as a university professor for project management. So I graduated from university and I start lecturing on project management. And on some point, I understood that actually doing things that you can see, that you can feel, and you can, like, in the end of the day, you can say, okay, I've done this project, is more appealing to me than just lecturing to the students about the same thing every day. So then I switched. I had very strong IT background from my school where I was going. So that's why I switched to managing IT people. And it was really hard to find the job because, like, usually IT management is paid very well. So there is a big competition. So it took me some time to find my first job. And after that, I'm now on the management position for the last 11 years.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, what are some mistakes that you're seeing people doing in the project management spot or in the IT space that, a lot of people out on the outside looking in wouldn't necessarily realize, or people that are starting off in that space might want to look out for?
Yeah, so it's actually a very good question because no matter what is like small startup or Fortune 500 companies, everybody is doing the same mistakes for I don't know why, but like for example, the biggest mistake I always see is taking too many tasks at the same time. So obviously, all of us have like our teams that we work with, have boss, have different stakeholders, and it's probably nature of the people is not able to say no. And when somebody approaches you during your workday and say like, okay, let's work on this task, most of the people will say like, yeah, let's add it to the 6 tasks that I have already, and I work on this 7th one. And that's the problem. So the normal response would be like, I already have 6 tasks. I can stop working on some of them, but I cannot take one more because like I don't have capacity at the moment. And for my teams that I'm working with, I'm always, when somebody is like always agreeing with me, so I approach team members, say like, okay, we need to like synchronize database with this other database. And if this person immediately says yes, I will ask him like, so don't you have any other tasks? Why you are agreeing so fast on this? So I'm actually trying to teach people to say no more than yes, because I'm aware that most of the people are very hardworking and they already have a lot on their plate. And if they agree to do some task right away, probably they just being polite. And I don't want them to be polite for me because I'm their manager. I want them to be efficient because, like, in the end of the day, like in the end of 2025, we want to have as much work to be done as possible, not to be like nice and polite to everybody. That's my goal. So the biggest mistake I would say is like not saying no when you already have some task to do.
No, that's fantastic advice. I've always had trouble saying no too. So I definitely I definitely get where that comes from. You're trying to be nice, or if you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to do everything, and you're gonna underserve your clients because when you first get started, you never say no. Like, hey, can you help me with this? I don't know anything about it, but yeah, I'll absolutely try. So as you grow in your career, understanding that you can say no. It's okay to say no if you can't do it, or if it's going to impact everything else to the detriment of all. Absolutely do this. Awesome, that's fantastic advice. What is it that you love about what you're doing now?
Well, I love when project is ending, and this is like the spirit of the team and the client and everybody, when everybody is like satisfied that we have created something new in the universe. So there is website or some mobile application or something that didn't exist months ago, but today it exists, and there is some real life users that probably gets benefit from it, from using our products that we created. That's the best thing that motivates me to go to work every day.
That's awesome. What does your average client look like? What are the pain points that somebody might be dealing with that if they're going through XYZ, they should be talking to you?
Well, it depends. So some of the clients are super big, but this is rare. Most of the time, this is the startups which have from 3 to 5 people in their team already, developers, and they're struggling with the process. So usually when they like, okay, we have 5 people, we work every day, but like we're working on this one web page for 3 months and it's still not done because everybody's talented, but they're technical talent, not procedural talent or project management talent. And we can say that everybody works in their own directions, they're not synchronized. That's why for some startups it can take from 3 to 7 times more time than for professional team to create some web page, mobile application or something like that. So in case when when some startup feels like they under-deliver, like they work really hard, but they under-deliver and they don't see actual results in the end product that they want to have. That's my ideal target audience, and we have fixed a lot of projects like that. One of the latest one is there was startup. I of course cannot name them exactly because this is kind of not very story to be proud of. So they were working on their website for 3 years before us, and they like, okay, we haven't finished our website in 3 years, and on the 2nd of March, it will be 3 months of our collaboration with them, and we are already in the latest steps where we are actually finishing their website in 3 months that they were not be able to deliver in 3 years. So they had very small team, low budget. So we did the same with the same budget, but with like more professional approach to the things that they was not doing correctly. So that's the most famous story of all, of course. Like all the other ones are not that fascinating. So it's like not switching 3 years for 3 months. But in general, that's the idea of how I can help potential startups or existing startups to be more effective.
Okay. What about power partners? What does your average power partner look like? Somebody or another industry, another professional that you can synergize really well with and find different areas that you can collaborate with?
Well, I would say most of the time it's either CTO of some company or COO. That it's like the C-level positions are very different in every company, so like they can do every different things. But most of the time, my power partner would be CTO in most of the cases, because like whenever we have agreement with somebody, the CEO of the company will call CTO and say like, okay, we have this new IT guys. I don't want to deal with them. So you're a CTO. This is your problem now. Like just, you were underperforming before that. So like, yeah, just go and talk to them. That would be the most typical path.
Okay. How can project managers overcome the biggest challenges in leading successful teams?
By analyzing their mistakes. So obviously, like I always compare learning project management to learning driving a car. So usually, if you like read a book, even if you learn it by heart, you will not be able to drive a car, because you actually, yeah, you know the street signs, you know the general idea, but you actually need to get into the car and start driving around the parking lot first, and then go to some small road, and like grow from there. It's exactly the same here. So when you have read already all the information about all the books, and it's like domain of knowledge, theoretical knowledge is not that big. So for example, you have read like 5-6 books on project management. The ideal case would be, and this was my case that I took, I went to NGO and say, okay, like I want to work for free as a project management to any project that you will give me. And they like, okay, if you're working for free, here's the project, and we have like 2 volunteers. You can go and take these 2 volunteers, and they just, no problem, just make things happen. And that gave me a lot of practical knowledge. The first day I arrived there, like everything went not according to textbook. Like all the details that I read in the book, they immediately start not working in real life. So that was like very good experience for me. And when I went to my first paid position, I already had all of this background, all of this practical knowledge. So I was not learning during my first paid job. I was already knowing a lot of stuff. So that's the path I recommend to every manager who is starting. If you already have a job, just analyze your mistake, and it's not a problem to make a mistake. It's a problem if you make this mistake every week, every month, every year, or something like that. if you made a mistake and analyze something and you change your behavior, that's cool. Then you're growing as a manager.
Okay. How can businesses streamline workflows to improve efficiency and reduce time to market?
Yeah, the best idea for businesses is to streamline workflow, is to limit the work in progress. This is kind of that we touched in the start. So if you having too many tasks at the same moment, your people are disorganized and you will not be able to achieve anything. So the rule of thumb is like you need to, of course, validate it inside of your organization. But if you have 5 people in your team, you should not having more than 5 tasks in progress at the same time. That's the ideal pace. And when you deliver something, then you take the next task into the progress. So you're not pushing tasks, you're pulling tasks. So you delivered something, you pulling new task into the progress. Implementing this one will benefit almost every organization that I have ever seen, because this is the most common mistake when like there is like quarterly business review meeting or something, and the big boss arrives there and say, we should start 3 more projects because we under-delivered to our board of the directors and to our shareholders. And everybody, yeah, well, let's take 3 more tasks. And instead of delivering something of the previous 5 tasks that they have, now they have 8 tasks and they even more busier, and there is even less chance of delivering something that they had like months before. So limiting this, I know it's painful for a lot of people, but I encourage everybody to read about this. This is a famous experiment. There is psychology experiments on this. There is calculations from different organizations on this. It's called WIP, work in progress. And when you will try this and when you will see the benefits of it, there is no way back. So you will always stick to this paradigm, and that's why I recommend to everybody whom I work with.
Okay. Awesome. Is there anything that I failed to ask that you wanted to mention? I know you have a book that we didn't really touch on. So what can you tell us about the Efficient Project Manager?
Yeah. So my book, you can find it on Amazon. And I probably want to share a story how I came up with this book. So part of my work as senior manager, I mentor junior manager who just arrived to our organization, and I explain them how things work, how to run project efficiently. And I saw over the year, I do this for the last 3 or 4 years, and I saw over the years that all of them doing the same mistake every time, and every time I repeat to every new manager that you should not do like this. And I came up with this idea, so why don't I write a book with like 4 main rules that everybody need to stick with. Anyway, I repeat this like every month, so I would have less work for me, and maybe somebody will learn something new from my work. And the second like life hack that I saw and understood at the same time, that if I will write a book when I say something to somebody directly, like you should do XYZ. I don't know why, but this does not work on people. If you say something to somebody directly, they usually will have like this defense response, like no, I will not do this. So that's why I outlined my book as a novel, and you will be learning not from some direct commands. You will be learning from the path of imaginary manager named Bill. And like when you read this, it's work much better for a regular person, because you read the book and you understand, yeah, Bill is stupid, I'm not that stupid as Bill, I'm clever, so I will not do this mistake. But still you're kind of learning the process of how Bill made this mistake and how can you avoid this in future. So I found this novel-based approach work much better than actual like just sending a statement to people like that you need to do it XYZ.
Okay. Awesome. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to add before we close it out?
Not at this moment. I'm thank you very much for inviting me. This is a great show, and I'll be waiting for you here in Romania so we can share some traditional food here.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. So, what's the best way that people get a hold of you? Where can they find you?
Yeah, you can just Google Anatolii Fesiuk, and my LinkedIn profile will be the first one. So this is the best way to find me, and I think we can share a few links under this video, so there will be more details there.
Absolutely. I'm going to put it all on the bottom. You sent it to me ahead of time, so like I told you, before we started recording, I'm going to copy and paste it. If it's misspelled, it's your fault. So, what can you do?
No problem.
But if anybody would like to get a hold of Anatolii, absolutely reach out to him. Super nice guy, super knowledgeable. You're going to enjoy your conversation, just like I have here. If anybody would like to get a hold of me, you can visit me at ikag.me. You can find more episodes, subscribe to our newsletter, and connect with our growing community of awesome people like Anatolii. If you or someone you know would like to be interviewed, you can also apply on the website. But Anatolii, thank you so much for coming on. I really enjoyed our time, really enjoyed, everything that you had to say. I hope we all go out there, kind of put it to use, have an awesome day, and grow our circle, all right?
Thank you. See you later. Bye.